Attention passionate Philadelphia, EAGLES. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Philadelphia Eagles' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Philadelphia Eagles fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Philadelphia, EAGLES. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying close attention to what's happening around the Philadelphia Eagles lately, you know that this offseason has been nothing short of a masterclass in roster management and strategic planning. Led by the genius front office of Howie Roseman, the Eagles are once again proving why they're considered one of the most well-run organizations in the entire NFL. Roseman, through his shrewd moves, has kept the Eagles in a position to contend not just for this season, but for many more to come, and their draft performance has been widely praised across football circles. They've made some savvy picks, filling needs and adding talent that could pay dividends right away. It's always a challenge to replace or make up for the talent lost, especially when you're talking about a team that's been at the top of the NFC for the last few years. The Eagles lost some key players, but their response this offseason has been impressive. They've been active in free agency, bringing in guys like A.J. Dillon, Josh Uch, Azeez Ojulari, and Adoree Jackson, among others. These additions aren't just filler, they're players who can contribute immediately and help deepen the roster's talent pool. It's clear that the Eagles aren't resting on their laurels. They're actively shaping their team for another deep playoff run, and the moves they've made so far are a testament to their ambition. Now, one of the most significant developments recently was the team's cap management. June 1st has come and gone, and with it, the Eagles gained some extra breathing room financially. According to John McMullen from SI, Philadelphia has effective cap savings of around $4.32 million after releasing Darius Slay and James Bradberry. This is a strategic move that not only frees up cap space, but also signals the team's willingness to be flexible and aggressive in the upcoming months. With this cap space, the Eagles have a few roster spots open and a lot of options on the table. They could choose to stay patient, or they could go out and make a splash by adding more veteran talent to bolster their roster. So the big question now is, will the Eagles look to free agency once again to add those final pieces? One name that's been floated around as a potential target is Keenan Allen. Yes, Keenan Allen, one of the most consistent and productive wide receivers in the NFL over the past several seasons. Glenn Irby from Eagles Wire mentioned him as a possibility, highlighting that Allen could be a perfect fit for Philadelphia. Allen, who has spent most of his career with the Chargers, has been a reliable target, hauling in 70 receptions for 774 yards and 7 touchdowns last season, despite dealing with some injuries and team struggles. Now, let's be clear, Philadelphia already boasts one of the best wide receiver duos in football with A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith. Those two are elite, game-changing talents who can take over any game on their own. They're the primary options, and the team's offense is built around their ability to create mismatches and stretch defenses vertically. But the Eagles aren't just resting on that talent. They've got Dallas Goedert, their tight end, serving as a reliable third option in the passing game, and Jahan Dotson, who they acquired last year, is developing into a potential threat. Johnny Wilson and Aeneas Smith are also working hard in training camp and off-season workouts to earn more opportunities. Despite all these weapons, adding a player like Keenan Allen makes some sense, especially considering the veteran's experience, route-running savvy, and consistent production. Allen had a solid season last year, with those 70 catches, 774 yards, and 7 touchdowns in just 15 games. He's not just a guy who can catch passes, he's a proven red zone target and a reliable possession receiver. For a team like the Eagles, which values versatility and dependability, Allen could be a perfect addition, if the price is right. Now, some might argue that the Eagles don't need to go out and sign Allen because of their already formidable receiver core. And that's a fair point. A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith are arguably the best duo in football right now, and Goedert's presence as a tight end adds another layer of complexity for defenses. But in the NFL, depth and experience matter, especially when injuries inevitably occur. Having a veteran like Allen, who has been through the grind of the NFL playoffs and has a knack for making big plays, could be a game-changer in tight situations. Plus, Allen's team-friendly deal, which teams sometimes negotiate in these scenarios, could make the trade or signing more feasible. And let's not forget, the Eagles have a history of making bold moves to improve their roster. They've gone after older superstar receivers in the past, like Julio Jones, and while that didn't turn into a long-term solution, it shows their willingness to chase proven talent. Comparing Allen's career at this stage to Julio Jones's, Allen is still significantly more productive and reliable, something that the Eagles could certainly capitalize on if they decide to pursue him. The team has the cap space, the motivation, and the roster spots to make a move if they see fit. Now, beyond the individual player considerations, what does this say about the Eagles' overall strategy? It signals that they're still in win-now mode, always looking for ways to upgrade and adapt. They're not content with just having a good team. They want to build a roster capable of competing at the highest level, even if that means making some bold signings or trades. The front office's flexibility and willingness to spend when needed have been key to their recent success, and it looks like that trend will continue. Of course, fans are always curious about what's next. Will they pull the trigger on a deal for Keenan Allen? Or will they stick with what they have and trust their young receivers to develop? That's the kind of debate that will dominate Eagles talk circles in the coming months. But one thing is for sure, the team's front office is meticulously planning their next moves, balancing cap space, roster needs, and long-term goals. The next few weeks could be pivotal in shaping this team's trajectory for yet another Super Bowl chase. And as we keep an eye on all of this, it's important to remember that the NFL offseason is a constantly evolving puzzle. Every move, every signing, every cut can have ripple effects that influence the entire NFC East and beyond. The Eagles are positioning themselves smartly, and their fans should be excited about what's to come. The team's core is strong, their coaching staff knows how to maximize talent, and the front office remains aggressive and strategic. All these factors make the Eagles not just contenders, but a team that's always looking to get better, always pushing forward. So, as we wrap up this deep dive, remember that the Eagles are more than just a team. They're a well-oiled machine, constantly adapting, always aiming for that next Super Bowl. They've shown that with their draft, their free agent signings, and their cap management. They're in it to win it. Whether or not they make a move for Keenan Allen, they're clearly signaling their intent to be serious contenders once again. And for us, fans of the Birds, that's the kind of excitement that keeps us glued to every development, every rumor, every report coming out of the NovaCare complex. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Philadelphia Eagles news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Philadelphia Eagles fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on all this? Do you think adding Keenan Allen would be a game changer? Or are you satisfied with the current receiver core and believe the team should focus on developing their young talent? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Philadelphia Eagles. Remember, the offseason is where dreams are built, and every fan's voice counts. I'll be back soon with more updates, more analysis, and more inside info, so stay tuned for the latest Philadelphia Eagles news. This team never stops evolving, and neither do we. Thanks for sticking around, and as always, go Birds.